Here's your VTuber and Metokur roundup. This will be probably my most controversial segment of all time. I am unironic about that. I'm going to piss so many people off in so many different ways that but no, I'm bored. I gotta spice things up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. So, first things first. This account, Girl on a Mission, looks like your average run-of-the-mill Amberlyn verse A-log account. Just a name referencing Amberlyn Reid, a picture of Amberlyn Reid eating. Pretty standard, pretty typical Kiwi Farms femme poster. There's an issue. 2019, the site was hacked, and a list of email addresses associated with accounts was leaked. And as we know, there are many, many people out there with known email addresses and accounts to cross-reference those addresses with now as a result of this leak. In particular, this user ignored my warning that was on the registration page and has been for a very long time to not register with your actual email address. I said that before the hack because I knew we would always be a high-risk target for a hack. So my policy is, instead of trying to absolutely 100% secure this huge empire of hardware and software, instead of trying to make it absolutely impervious to hacking, just do my best is all I can do. Let's just not keep information that's valuable. And let's train users to be smart and to use VPNs and to use Tor and to use alias email addresses and forwarding emails that protect their identity. So that has always been my policy. And I've always warned people not to register with real email addresses. This person ignored my good advice. And as it turns out, they are somebody known to us. This is Shondo. Yes, the I'm a little girl. If someone wanted to me, they wouldn't be able to stop them. Shondo. As it turns out, and has been speculated, she's has eating disorders. And Amberlyn Reid is one of the most famous people in eating disorder communities because she is what's called fatspo. In Tumblrite eating disorder communities, there's two types of inspo. You got thinspo, which is really skinny women. And it's kind of like, I don't know, they just share like these really skinny women, and they say like, look, you could look like this too if you were extremely anorexic. You're thinking about eating that gram of rice? That's like 50 calories, you idiot. This is what you would look like if you didn't eat that rice. And then they're like, oh, dude, that's thinspo. But then it's the opposite of thinspo is fatspo. You post Amberlyn Reid eating rice, and you're like, that's what a rice eater looks like. You think about having that gram of rice, huh? Well, you're going to look like Amberlyn Reid. So those are the diametric forces that squish young ladies into anorexia, bulimia, nervosa, and so on and so forth, right? So Shondo, who apparently is known to have eating disorders, very typically was an Amberlyn Reid A-log and had a forum account. She even said that she had a forum account, which is what prompted people to try and find if she was in the leak, and she was. So shout outs to Shondo, the Kiwi Farms user. Honestly, we're just happy that we have a big umbrella. We're a big happy family, okay? So if I guess we have to just deal with the fact. Who did I give shit for? Oh, I gave the VTuber shit for the Elijah Miller stuff. So I guess I gotta eat shit for having Shondo on board. What can I say? That's just how it is. Second, we have a second clip from Catboy Ranch Dressing. Very appreciated. Great user, by the way. Who found this clip, so I guess I might as well play it.
Lolly gang represent. Before I was a hag. Before I was a hag, Sue, I was a fresh 18-year-old Sue. Hello. Real Elin hours. Oh my god. Need correction. You need correction, chat.
Oh, she even does the oh man. The need correction is like a it's like a con thing. It's like, oh, there's bratty little girls in the shows, so it's like they need correction. They need to be punished by being.
You are the one who needs the correction.
I see. Okay. Well, there you go. I don't think I need to say anything about that. And then, so the reason why this is even brought up is that Kirsche was on with Metokur. The Metokur announced the stream, and there was some, what's the word? Trepidations. People were somewhat trepidatious. You had the people that were big anime fans that like Jim, that are super happy to see another VTuber being put on spotlight, just like Pippa Pipkins was. Then you had everybody else who's like, what the? Because even with the Pippa Pipkins thing, years ago when he was doing his final stream, he declared Pippa Pipkins would be his heir to the Jimothy throne, which was mostly a joke. I think she also called in by Discord or something, and he did a like a group chat with fans and just like let people talk to him and stuff. And I think Pippa was one of those, and she got really sentimental about it. But even then, that was like a small part of a larger stream. So talking to Kirsche was a whole stream dedicated to having one guest on who was a VTuber. So this was a first, and people were somewhat trepidatious about all that. I asked why the Pippa Pipkins thing didn't piss people off like this did, because I was a little bit confused. But then I think the consensus was that number one, it was a smaller part of a larger stream than number two, that because it was his goodbye stream, it was kind of washed over by just the sentimentality of what was supposed to be his final video, which obviously did not happen. So on the stream, when I talked about this being announced, I asked Jim if he was going to ask Kirsche about the lolly pussy eater thing, which was, she did a collab stream with a couple other independent VTubers. One of them was called Moonman, I think. And Moonman in-game went by pussy eater. And then they went on about pussy eating for a couple minutes. And I asked Jim to ask about that, and he actually did. And he said she said that it was a joke, and therefore they moved on. Okay. So this is Jim also joking about this. It's a very funny joke, apparently. Look, I'm not a professional comedian, okay? So I don't know what's a funny joke and what's not a funny joke. But this was another funny joke that Metokur went off on at the end.
I gotta sell this magical powder. I gotta get me some anime tits. Holy shit. I'm gonna make an avatar of a 6-year-old girl with double D tits. That should appeal to all of you. They're like, oh, she's using a lolly. I'm gonna be the most avatar you've ever seen. Hi, my name's Jimothea, and I am a 6-year-old girl with giant tits. Buy my gamer subs. Buy my game. I want to buy a house. I want a second house. Buy my gamer subs. It's totally normal. I'm 8,000 years old. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, let's do a small break.
So hypocrite that I am, I did not watch the stream because I could not bring myself to do it. I had to rely on third-person reports about what was said because I had zero interest in listening to this, and I just didn't. However, someone was kind enough to record for me the live chat, and they went ahead and they made a little visual rendering, let's say, of the most common words said during the Metokur stream with Kirsche, and they rendered this so that the most common words were the largest in the diagram. And this is what it looks like. We have lol Josh 1 TTD front and center. The word Josh was the most uttered word in the entire stream because apparently Metokur streaming with Kirsche was the biggest epic own against me ever conceived in human history, which I just don't understand. But there it is. Pizza is mentioned quite a bit. Lolly's showing up. I have to make a phone call after this. Kiwi Farms. So this is what it looks like. Cancer. So I don't know. I don't know what about this stream was a personal attack to me. I guess I was epically owned though. I can't say for sure. As I've been informed, and this has always frustrated me. It's very frustrating, even in my own community. Anything I say about Jim, any criticism, no matter how light, is always interpreted as jealousy, contempt. And it's like, I don't have contempt for Jim. I don't. I'm not jealous of Jim either. He's dying of cancer. I'm not jealous of him. I would not swap places with him. But it's super frustrating to me, and that I run my forum and I do my podcast because I have an insatiable desire to say whatever the I want about whoever the I want. And when it has come to Metokur consistently over years and years and years, he's the only person I've not been allowed to express how I think, because people will genuinely freak out at me. And I despise that. It's actually really, it's really annoying. So after this stream, the thread about Jim was very negative, and it was the most negative I've ever seen it. Usually, if you say anything negative about anything Jim's doing, you will be dogpiled by people protecting him. Just always. People will jump in and they will attack you. They'll just attack you personally. They'll derail the thread. They'll undermine anything that you have to say. Any criticism that you have is not valid. But the thread became mostly negative. To the point where people wanting to talk about it positively went to the Kirsche thread in the Vtuber board to get away from them. So it was the most negative I'd ever seen. Now, everything I've just said has been an extremely kind of surface level observation. I'm not really giving my opinions. As I said, I get annoyed by how often people seek to deprive me of my ability to give opinions without having to eat shit for it for weeks and weeks at a time. And to this day, no matter what I say, somehow it always causes an issue with people. Why is Josh so salty at Jim? I'm honestly a million times more annoyed with the people that say shit like that than I've ever been with Jim. But now apparently, now is the time. So instead of me giving my opinion and me sticking my neck out, because I don't want to come across as jealous or bitter or anything like that, I've decided to do the smart, intelligible, and Jim sanctioned thing to do and simply offload my baggage onto an anime girl. And I'm going to allow an anime girl to give her opinions about Jim in this stream, and Kirsche, and Pippa. And I'll be completely and totally immunized from the consequences of it, because based anime girls are always based. And if you get mad at this, it's just your fault for being mad at a cartoon character, chat. So let's see. Oh, there it is.
Konnichiwa! Hello! It's your favorite VTuber, Doki Doki-chan here. I am a based anime girl. You know, I am super based because I don't like that means you have to care about what I say, by the way. Anyway, chat, today we're talking about Jim Metokur. He did a stream with my colleague, Kirsche. She is so kawaii. She is also a based anime girl, just like me. Kirsche doesn't like or black or gay people in video games, which means she's based kawaii. Oh, what a brave stance you took, Kirsche. Your torch lights the way. You know, Kirsche is the biggest fan of Shadman. Literally the biggest. I mean, she's fat! But it's okay. She definitely didn't know about him drawing those kids. She definitely didn't know, Chad. Wink, wink. Speaking of lolies, we can't forget Jim's heir, Pippa Pipkins! Pippa is just a little anime girl. And if one day Jim held her down and smelled her little rabbit armpits, there's just nothing she could do about it. She is so little. Look, chat, I'm not saying that Jim is he just really likes anime. I mean, he's a bit of a weeb. He just loves those nip cartoons. And you know what they say about nips? They love kids. Hey, it's just part of their culture, okay? Can you blame him, though? I mean, he has to make money for Jade. He's gonna die any day. I hear he's gonna get an extra large Pippa Pipkins themed coffin so he can be buried with all of his anime figurines. It's gonna be so kawaii! Anyways, that's why he streams with VTubers, because I mean, even though they get less views than him, and he turned off the super chats with the stream, well, it's for Jade. Like, it is. Like, it definitely is. And you know, there's nothing really wrong with simping for anime girls when you're married, like, right? I mean, Jade understands. Like, she's not like other girls who would be upset about, like, her man sniffing some girl's armpits or anything like that. She's cool with that, I think. and he's dying. Like, you gotta remember that he is dying. And if he wants to spend his last days on Earth in the loving embrace of a kawaii, Kirsche, butt-shaped mouse pet, then we just have to respect his wishes. That's it from me, your favorite VTuber, Doki Doki-chan. And I just want to say, sayonara!
Hello, chat. Have you endured enough punishment? Don't make me do it again. I will do it again. I don't know if I can co-sign all of that. I actually had to cut out some of the anime's dialogue because it actually went a little too far in a few places, chat. A little too far in a few places. I had to wind it back in, okay? Well, I mean, I guess, as I said, I have nothing to say. I just let an anime say it for me, and therefore I'm immunized from all consequences.